What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be having a look at Gears of War 2 with FPS boost. Now, recently Microsoft and Xbox announced that they've added FPS boost for a number of games, and Gears of War 2 is one of them. And Gears of War was one of the titles that was Xbox One X enhanced, meaning that if you run this game on Xbox One X, it runs at 4K, which obviously improves the visual quality and that kind of stuff. But now on Xbox Series X, at least, Xbox Series S gets FPS boost as well, but the resolution is going to be different. So on Xbox Series X, this game is running, I think, at 1440p and 60 frames per second, and it's nice and smooth. Now, interestingly enough, this is a very old game. This is Xbox 360 game, and I must say that for a old game like that, it actually holds up pretty well. Really, I mean, there's nice reflections over there. Not necessarily, I don't really know what kind of techniques they use, but generally speaking, the texture work is pretty dope as well for like an old game. Obviously, you will get like a little bit lower quality texture here and there, like this one, for example, the texture of the blood and stuff. But hey, that's what Xbox 360 developers had to work with all these limitations and stuff. So originally the game was a 720p game, right? And now it's 1440p, 60 frames per second, and look how well this game actually looks, right? I mean, the character models and the lighting still looks good.
Ty, good to see you. What are we looking at?
Locust Raid, follow me.
And now obviously all these Gears games were 30 frames per second, so on top of the resolution boost, now we're getting smooth 60 frames per second, and it just like feels so much better.
What do you mean? Maybe the lights.
So let's just continue with the game a little bit. Let's shoot some bad guys.
I don't know.
But I must say that this is one of those titles that I'm actually considering, replaying, because they improved pretty much all Gears games.
Okay, take position along these windows. I took the far side.
Okay, Delta, I'm back online. We have confirmed Locust presence in the hospital. I repeat, Locusts are in the hospital.
Yeah, well now we've got a power outage too.
Cool.
I'm on it. I'll keep you posted. Control out.
Hold fire till they're right below us. We want to get as many of them in the courtyard as we can.
Most of those supplies are actually fuel tanks, Delta. Part of the ambush.
Okay, so we can.
Here they come. Get ready.
Here they are. Let's wait. Hold. 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 Not yet. Not yet. No. There we go.
Now these bastards.
Yeah, eat that.
That was quick.
Control. Where's the power?
Almost there, Delta.
But even like explosions and that kind of stuff looks very good.
Thanks, Control. Delta out.
It's actually interesting how well these games actually were made back in the days. They still look good. Like obviously not like next gen good and that kind of stuff, right? Obviously, but
They say it's not, but
the resolution boost actually and performance boost, like kind of it feels like getting like a remaster, not like remake, but remaster. And also because I'm sure you know that there's Gears of War, the first game, Ultimate Edition, which is a proper remake for Xbox One, but that was locked to 30 frames per second. Now with FPS boost, it's a 60 frames per second game as well, so you are getting Xbox One graphics at 30 frames per second finally, right? Because why not? And the game looks really good. So I'm actually hoping that Microsoft will keep adding these backwards compatible titles to FPS boost because it's just good.
Keep hitting them.
This is Control. Scramble, teammates. All units on high alert.
I think that like 1440p and 60 frames per second is like a sweet spot for these games, because I remember with some games like Fallout 4, if I'm not mistaken, that game got a 60 frames per second boost as well, but I think they downgraded the graphics to like 1080p or something like that. So yeah, I think that they went too far with it. So now it looks like these games are just like not only, I mean, they are not full 4K, clearly, but I think that like getting 1440p and 60 frames per second at the same time is like a good compromise, I would say. Boom. Yeah, I mean, now the game is much more responsive and it just feels much better. So it's not only about the graphics and stuff, but it's just like, I mean, Gears is a rather slower game, if you know what I mean, but it just doesn't feel that slow anymore, and it's good. I like that kind of game preservation, to be honest with you. So obviously the more 60 frames per second games we've got, the better.
Primary blockade has been overrun. Repeat, primary blockade has been overrun.
Grubs are likely to be in the streets around the hospital now, Delta. Get ready.
It really looks good. I wonder if I can disable motion blur. No, there's no no, I can't. A shame. There's quite a bit of motion blur here, but I can't disable it, unfortunately. So that's a bit of shame, but yeah, I'm not going to complain much because it's 60 now. So oh, okay. Dead end. Fire doesn't look next gen anymore, but who cares? Okay, let's go.
Take cover!
Delta's here.
They're falling back.
Move your... Is that everybody? I don't think so. No, that's dumb. Come out, wherever you are. Oh, that sounds like trouble.
You're blocking my shots.
At the barriers! Ready for fight?
Whoa. What happened here? So yeah, guys, I'm pretty impressed with what Microsoft is doing with those old titles. I remember that Gears were one of the most beautiful and most technically impressive games not last generation, because Xbox One was last generation, but the generation before. And you know, these games originally are still running at 720p on Xbox 360, and now, like, guys, 1440p, higher, everything is just looks better, because when you've got higher resolution, internal resolution, the textures look better as well, because like it's being rendered at higher resolution, right? So it kind of makes sense. So I mean, you can clearly say and see that this is not the modern game, but you know, for a old title like that, it looks good. It looks really good. Whoops.
Come on. Oh yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so these games still are fun, a lot of fun. You know, it just feels like playing a PC game from back in the days, because like when you run these older titles on Steam, obviously they still got, you know, certain like limitations, graphics limitation from these days, right? Those days. But you know, at least you are getting sharp image and that kind of stuff, and that's what we are actually getting over here as well. So it's cool. Come out, come out.
Damn, Marcus, see that? Grub went face first in the salad.
Never ain't going anywhere.
Wow. What has happened here?
Upstairs.
Whoa! I'm being shot at. What did I do to deserve it? Okay, let's flank them.
Come get me.
Whoa. That's my pal. I don't forget his name. Yeah, guys, so I mean, this is a good old Gears for you, running at 1440p on Xbox Series X, thanks to FPS boost, and it runs very well. I can't complain about it, because it's really good. I really do hope that they improve, you know, frame rate and resolutions even more games in the future, but this one over here is a very good game now. I mean, it's always been a good game, but now it just looks and feels better thanks to high resolution and higher frame rate as well. So guys, that's the video. Really do enjoyed it. By the way, follow me on Twitch, where I'll stream games daily, pretty much daily. All kinds of games, so we can always, you know, we can have fun playing, having a chat and that kind of stuff. So follow me there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.